Move aside, lady. This entrance is for executives only. Can't you read? Staff entrance is in the back alley where you belong.
I'm sorry, I just need to...
The lobby filled with morning executives. Some glanced over. A few pulled out phones, recording. Others smirked and kept walking. No one intervened. What they didn't know was, this wasn't just another morning. This was a test of character, and everyone was failing. "Is there a problem here?" A sharp voice cut through the lobby. James Hartman, the company's new CEO, strode toward them. The woman's face drained of color. She straightened immediately, smoothing her blazer. "Mr. Hartman." "No problem at all, sir. Just a little confusion. This woman tried to use the executive entrance, but I was explaining our protocols. You know how important security is." "I see. And you are?" Margaret Davis. Senior Operations Manager, sir. 10 years with the company." He turned to the older woman. "And you?" "My name is Sarah Mitchell. I'm here because—" "Sarah Mitchell?" Margaret interrupted, laughing nervously. "Sir, I don't know how she got past security, but that's interesting," James said quietly. "Because, Sarah, you remember my mother's name was Elizabeth Mitchell, don't you?" Sarah's eyes filled with tears. "I do remember, James. I remember everything." The lobby went silent. James continued, his voice thick with emotion. 15 years ago, my mother and I had nothing. We'd just lost our home, no family, no money, nowhere to go. Sarah was managing a small apartment building downtown. She found us sleeping in our car in her parking lot. She didn't call the police. She gave us the vacant superintendent's unit, rent-free for 6 months. She gave my mother a job. She paid for my school supplies. When my mother got sick, Sarah covered her medical bills. Margaret's confidence crumbled. "Sarah Mitchell is the reason I'm standing here today. She's also the reason you're about to learn a very important lesson." He pulled an envelope from his jacket. "Sarah inherited this company from her late husband. She's been reviewing operations anonymously for 3 weeks. This meeting was her final assessment." He turned to Margaret. "You're terminated, effective immediately. Security will escort you out through the back alley." Then to Sarah. "Welcome home, Mrs. Mitchell. This company is yours. Kindness is never wasted. The people you dismiss today might be the ones who determine your tomorrow. If you believe respect should be given freely, not earned through appearances, comment yes, and share where you're watching from. Pass this to someone who needs the reminder."
Is that from a museum? Ma'am, this isn't a homeless shelter. This event is for qualified investors. Let's maintain standards here because some people clearly don't belong.
50 people with 50 phones pointed at me, recording and whispering and laughing, and not one person said a word to stop him. What none of them knew was that in less than 5 minutes, this man would be begging me for mercy. I'm Lisa Park, 45 years old, and that day I wore a blazer I bought back in 2015 with my hair tied back with a rubber band. That flip phone I was holding? I've kept it for 12 years. I'm a retired surgeon, and now I'm the silent partner of the largest investment fund at that event, the fund Tyler desperately needed. $10 million in 48 hours, or his company dies. I dress like this before every major decision because it shows me who people really are when they think you're powerless. Tyler went back to his pitch like nothing happened, his slides flashing while his voice boomed with confidence. My chest felt cold, not from anger but from disappointment, because I built my career helping people like him. Immigrants, underdogs, people who started with nothing. And this is how he treated someone he thought had nothing. Then Sophie appeared next to me, 22 years old with blonde hair and a ponytail and an event volunteer vest. Her hands were shaking, but her voice was steady when she said, "Ma'am, you have every right to be here." And she pulled out the chair beside me. "Please sit." Tyler saw her and his face twisted. "Sophie, what are you doing? Move her to the back hallway." Sophie didn't move, and instead she looked right at him and said, "Sir, she's a guest, and I'm staying with her." Her family were farmers in Iowa, and she told me later she grew up being judged for her accent and her Goodwill clothes, so she knew exactly how I felt in that moment. Tyler's face went red, but he had 20 investors watching and couldn't make a scene, so he finished his pitch with a forced smile and forced confidence. When he stepped off stage, I stood up and walked slowly to the front without saying a word. I just reached into my bag and pulled out a small card, wrote something on the back, then handed it to Sophie. The card was simple and plain white, but what I wrote on it would change her life forever and teach Tyler a lesson he'd never forget. Do you want to know what I wrote on that card? Here's what I want you to do. Comment below and tell me, what do you think people like Tyler need to learn? I'll read every single one, And yes, I'll tell you exactly what happened next.